first television interview, Lucy Connolly's husband. Talk me through this two-tier justice that you feel exists.
It's just what I see on the TV, what I see in the newspapers, a really big inconsistency. So obviously, yeah, I'm going to take it personal when I look at Lucy, and I just think, they're making a big example of her. I just think that we've got a government just doing what they want to do, and if anybody don't like it, as Keir Starmer said, leave.
What the hell is the Prime Minister going on about?
Raymond Connolly, the husband of jailed political dissenter, has shattered his silence in front of the nation. Starmer caught off guard. Nigel Farage seething. Fresh revelations now shed light on why Lucy Connolly's post about the Southport tragedy was so fierce. The couple had lost their own young son in eerily similar circumstances. Farage roared that while the deleted tweet may have been reckless, locking up a mother for 31 months in real prison, a mother still grieving the death of her child and raising a 12-year-old daughter is nothing short of madness. Raymond's words cut through the political noise like a blade, turning Lucy's case into a national outrage once again. For Farage, it's proof that under Starmer, compassion's been replaced with punishment.
We have a woman called Lucy Connolly who's been given a 31-month prison sentence for saying something unpleasant on social media in the wake of the horrific murders of 3 young girls in Southport. She should not be in prison, period.
Starmer is doing everything possible to dodge the fresh revelations brought forward by Lucy Connolly's husband and the direct calls from Nigel Farage, a 41-year-old mother of a 12-year-old daughter, dared to speak out against an act of terrorism committed by a migrant. Whenever Starmer hears criticism of migrants, especially when it involves crimes they've committed, his temper flares. In the Commons, he tries to shut down opponents with legal jargon, but when it comes to ordinary women on social media, we've all seen the outcome: 31 months of real prison time. He assumed the issue would quietly fade, that her husband would simply accept it, that the public would overlook it among the many crises of his leadership. Now he's being forced to address the case, and he's doing it with maximum evasion.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer continues to justify what happened, and I wonder what you thought about his reaction the other day. We'll play this to you now.
Is freedom of speech dead in this country?
Let me give you the principles that I would apply. Firstly, I'm strongly in favour of free speech. We've had free speech in this country for a very, very long time, and we protect it fiercely. I'm equally, though, against incitement to violence against other people. That has long been an offence in our country, and rightly so. Free speech, yes.
Does he really speak about free speech? Farage points out that the Lucy Connolly case is the most blatant example of Starmer's hypocrisy. Now it's on an official level, as Starmer pushed through the so-called Online Safety Act, effectively censorship into law. What he calls protection, critics see as a direct assault on open expression.
This legislation is the biggest threat to free, open debate and speech we've ever seen from a government. And if this legislation is designed to protect children, why under it are we setting up an elite police force to monitor what people say about illegal immigration and migrant hotels?
Under Starmer's new law, cases like Lucy Connolly's will only multiply, Farage warns. Meanwhile, Lucy's husband is revealing fresh details about how their family's life has been appended. Since the day her mother was taken to prison, their daughter has been unable to live normally, constantly asking when she'd be released and why the system treated her so harshly. For a single tweet deleted within hours, Lucy was thrown into one of the most notorious high-security wings in HMP Peterborough, a place reserved for murderers and violent offenders. Her supposed crime, nothing more than words on a screen. According to her father, the girl is holding on to the hope of seeing her mother and celebrating her 13th birthday together.
How has it been for you, Ray, bringing up your daughter alone?
Because she's got bad anxiety anyway, and she kept saying, "Oh, when's Mummy's letter coming? When's Mummy's letter coming?" And I said, "Look, we're just waiting now." She'll be thinking, she'll be missing my 13th birthday with the date I gave her, just to give her a little bit more support because she has really been struggling. I think we're going to go and I think we have a good chat. We're going to see her Sunday. We're going to go to a family day. Then it's only a couple of months away and she'll be...
Yes, the daughter has been left without her mother during the most difficult stage of secondary school, a period when her personality and sense of right and wrong are still being formed. And as Farage has made clear, we can thank Starmer's two-tier justice system for that reality. Under his watch, another illegal migrant armed with a machete is free to roam the streets. The very individual who should be serving time instead of Lucy Connolly, despite the crushing emotional toll. Lucy's husband refused to give up, filing an appeal and telling their daughter that they had a real chance of seeing her mother home in time for her 13th birthday. He tried to give her hope, promising that justice would prevail if the case was reviewed fairly. Starmer's system, however, had no such intentions. After a second look at the case, the ruling remained identical to the first: racist remarks and incitement to violence. 31 months in HMP Peterborough, among some of the country's most dangerous offenders, for a tweet deleted within hours. For Farage, it's the perfect illustration of political double standards, where violent offenders get leniency while a grieving mother is punished with the full of the law. He wishes Starmer could stand face to face with Lucy's daughter to see those tear-filled eyes and understand the cost of his decisions. It didn't matter that she had no prior criminal record. It didn't matter that new details emerged showing how Lucy Connolly had once helped a legal migrant family of doctors from Nigeria settle down in the United Kingdom. It didn't matter that genuine violent criminals often serve less time.
Lucy Connolly, she's the wife of a Conservative councillor. Her appeal against the 31-month sentence for putting out an intemperate tweet has been dismissed, so she will remain in prison.
Let's just have a minute to think about this country. This is a mother who has now got 284 days to remain away from her child and her husband because she wrote one angry post on social media. And she also says that this is because she herself was suffering from bereavement. It was up for about 3.5 hours. She deleted it.
31 months in jail.
31 months in jail. Starmer's system revealed its true face when it outright rejected Lucy Connolly's appeal. Many voters had once believed that electing a former prosecutor would bring integrity and order back to the nation's laws. A belief that people like Farage Naze was naive. In reality, order under Starmer means protecting his political narratives from criticism, whether online or in public life. For the internet, he designed a special law to silence dissent, and for the streets, he relies on entrenched institutional rules. From now on, speaking critically about certain ethnic or religious groups, even in the direct aftermath of a serious crime, is off-limits. Farage warns the police are even forbidden from identifying the religion of offenders, just as they withheld it in the case of Axel Rudy Cabana, the killer of 3 young girls in Southport. This, Farage argues, is not about protecting communities, but about shielding politicians from uncomfortable truths. The result is a justice system that prioritizes political sensitivity over public safety. For Lucy Connolly, meant being made an example of, while others who commit far more dangerous acts walk free. But for Lucy Connolly's husband and their daughter, none of this brings any comfort. First, they lost their young son in circumstances similar to the Southport tragedy, and now, because of Starmer's policies, their little girl has lost her mother too.
People were pleased, quite frankly, that the appeal was rejected. About your wife, how does that make you feel?
I'll be honest, all I've had is so much support from around the area. I don't see a lot of the bad. I haven't really seen a lot of it. I mean, I guess it's out there, but all I've seen is so much positive, and I've had so much support from people from all over the world, from Canada to Australia, emails. It's been quite, really a lot of good support.
And you said that you feel like that there is two-tier justice in this country when you're talking about prisoners.
I just think that we've got a government they're just doing what they want to do, and if anybody don't like it, as Keir Starmer said, leave. And it's totally intimidation. Lucy was, even in the prison herself, the girls were saying, "Oh my God, Lucy, they're all over you." And she's got like this poster girl image of that she's the poster girl of the far right, being all over every TV channel, every newspaper around the world. And she went into trial without a chance. I mean, she's not far right. She's nothing to do with the far right.
Starmer's policies have led governments in multiple countries to believe in the racist label attached to Lucy Connolly. This is exactly how propaganda operates. Many UK media outlets eagerly echo the government's narrative, serving political interests and polishing his image in Westminster, something Farage openly condemns. As a result, this agenda spread beyond Britain's borders, tarnishing the reputation of a 41-year-old mother and discrediting her entire family. Yet, as her husband notes, there is a silver lining. People from across the world, including Canada, Australia, and beyond, have voiced their full support for the family. They follow closely, watching in disbelief at the chaos unfolding in Britain. For them, Lucy's case is more than a legal matter. It's a warning about the erosion of democratic freedoms. Her husband says these messages of solidarity keep their hope alive. Farage comments that much of the British press can no longer be considered truly independent, having instead become an extension of Starmer's political machine. He argues that These outlets are now openly committed to advancing the Prime Minister's preferred narratives on sensitive ethnic issues. In doing so, they selectively omit or downplay crimes committed by individuals from protected groups, creating a distorted picture of reality for the public. They seem to take direct cues from the Labour leadership, branding Lucy Connolly as far-right, a textbook Starmer narrative.
At the growth of two-tier Britain under two-tier Keir. Lucy Connolly should not be in prison. The sentence that was given to her was absolutely excessive. And while she should not have said what she said, understand there were millions of mothers at that moment in time after Southport feeling exactly the same.
Well, if it was to protect children, why on earth would an elite police force be set up to monitor what people say online? Why on earth are we seeing the extent to which online material has been censored, including, I was hearing this morning, even historical comments about Richard III. This is the beginning of state censorship. It is very worrying and very frightening. The trouble is that I suspect most 13-year-olds are more tech-savvy than the Science Minister, Peter Kyle.
After Farage pointed out that Lucy Connolly had posted in a moment of raw emotion, deleted it within hours, yet still received 31 months in prison for an online remark, he turned his focus to the state of free expression in Britain. He declared that censorship is now running rampant across the UK's online space. Starmer claims these measures are designed to protect children, but Farage insists this is nothing more than a convenient cover story. Behind those noble-sounding words, he argues, lies a calculated effort to tighten the government's grip on public discourse. The Lucy Connolly case, he says, was the turning point that proved the era of online free speech in Britain is over, officially and legislatively. Before her sentencing, many still believed the internet remained a place for open debate. Now that illusion has been shattered, Farage warns that such laws do not shield children from harm, but instead serve to shield the political class from criticism. The Online Safety Act, in his view, is not a child protection measure, but a tool of political control. And to illustrate exactly why he believes this, he says, we should take a look at the following video clip. Farage have been warning that censorship now dominates Britain's online space, with the public constantly looking over their shoulders before they post anything. He said the authorities have made it clear that free expression on the internet is no longer a privilege granted only to those who repeat the approved narrative. In that climate of fear, Lucy Connolly's case stands as the most chilling example of what happens when you cross the invisible line. She remains in prison, serving 3 years for a post written in grief and anger, while her young daughter grows up without a mother. Her husband, Farage noted, is torn between shock and outrage at a justice system that has turned his family's life upside down.